Hi, guys. My name is Steve B. Coming to you today to talk about staying sober for today. I don't know. I thought I'd talk about a little something that, like when I first came into recovery, they used to say it all the time, trying to live life on life's terms, you know. And today, I think that's the way it was meant to be lived, on life's terms, or if you will, on God's terms. Um, there's a little saying that it's not so little, and it's "Thy will be done." It comes from the Lord's Prayer. Jesus was teaching the apostles how to pray, and he said, "Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done." So that's talking about God doing God's will, and living life on life's terms is doing God's will. Life is going to be what it will. It's going to do what it does. We're going to have the things to go through that we have to go through. But yeah, life was meant to be lived on life's terms, on God's terms, so to speak. And I like that today. I wake up and there's no way in the world I don't do this just right. I screw up. I screw up just like everybody does sometimes. But when I'm like trying to follow the Lord God, and trying to do His will, then I'm less likely to screw up. I'm less likely to make mistakes. And well, mistakes are good. Don't get me wrong. I think failure is actually part of success because you fail, you fail, you fail, then finally you get it right. I think failure is part of that process. And so, guys, I'm down here today. I'm down here today. I had a heavy flannel on. I had to take it off. It was a little too warm, but that's okay. I got my walk in. By the time I was done with my walk, it's like I got to take this thing off. Too freaking hot, But here we are, August. Yeah, August, October 4th, 2025. You know, um, you guys know what that is, don't you? That's the one and only. Never been in this day before, and I'm in it today, and so far I like it pretty good. The weather's nice, very quiet down here at the park, and of course I'm gonna do a little video with you guys, talk about life on life's terms, and that's the way it's meant to be lived. You could try to get away with what you can get away with in the world, and I spent my most of my life before I came into recovery living life on my terms, and what a mess I made of things. When I live it on my terms, I'm more likely to screw up and to make a mess of everything. And so I include God in my daily walk. And best thing I do is include God in my daily walk because I can't do this thing alone. God is my best helper. And I've been working on praying lately. Sometimes it's really hard for me to pray, but when I'm praying, I'm doing the best that I can. And give you a little example. I woke up this morning and I just said, God, I'm turning it all over to you. The whole day, everything. And lo and behold, so far so good. I'm glad to turn it over. Because God is more than happy to help me. I need help. I'm not some kind of guy that doesn't need anybody, doesn't need anything. I need help. I need God. I need people. I need the program. I need the steps. I need everything. And prayer. Oh my goodness, prayer is huge. How am I going to find out what God's will is unless I ask Him? you know, and believe it or not, on a given day, I ask him a lot because I don't have the answers. He does. He has the answers, and he's never let me down, guys. He's never let me down, and and I'm telling you, if you come to him, he'll never let you down either. You know, God is more than happy to help you with your life, with your whatever comes up during your day. Um, Life on life's terms. You know, sometimes I don't like life on life's terms because that means that when the bad things happen, that's part of it too. And I could deny it, or I could say, look, I'm going through something hard right now. I need help. Because everybody's going to go through stuff. We go through stuff, and that's the key word, through. We don't go around it. We don't sweep it under the carpet. We go through it. And as you're going through it, you're gonna learn stuff. You're gonna learn little ideas and treasures that you can take with you. You know, because life is not all good. It's not all bad. It's a mixed thing, and gonna expect it. I don't care how good or bad you are, or everybody goes through stuff, and I'm no exception. I gotta go through stuff. That's part of life. So October 4th, 2025. It's beautiful down the park. Unbelievable. I wore that flannel for the whole 4 miles, but by the time I got in the car, I was like, okay, ready to take it off. So I got my T-shirt on now. It's T-shirt weather, but it's fall. You know, Somebody said, yeah, for the next few days, it's gonna be like in the 80s. Don't feel like in the 80s today, that's for sure. I don't like 80s though. 80s is a little too warm. 68's just right. Temperature is 68. I'm good with that. If it's 68 every day of the year, I'm good with that. So what are you guys up to today? Today's a Saturday for me here, and Saturday in the park. Here I am. Just like the song says. It's funny, that group Chicago. Very first time I saw them at Yale Bowl in Connecticut, and and that was the very first time I heard that song. Saturday in the Park was in concert at that particular concert, and yeah, Chicago was one of my favorite bands growing up. You know, and funny thing, I uh, I shared the kind of music that I like with my son, and now he's all into that he loves Chicago and some of those old time bands and stuff like that. I Music was a big part of my life growing up, and it's still a big part of my life. Music can make me happy, can make me sad, can make me cry, can make me laugh. Music is awesome, when it finds a way into your soul. And the beauty is that yeah, music is the greatest thing, one of the greatest things that God created. And then anyway, I did my walk. I dragged my 68-year-old body around for 4 miles, and I got it in. I'm glad. That's enough for me. Some people, like, I know people here that do 15 or 20 miles, and that's like not me. Not me. I'm happy with 4. I don't need to walk more than that a day. Um, Life on life's terms. The only way to live it. The only way to live it is life on life's terms. And I'll take that a step further too. Life on God's terms is even better than that. you know, to find out what God's will is and do it. It's like, wow, I couldn't have a better purpose in the world than to do God's will. And I know his will every day of my life is to help someone else. And that's what I try to do with these meetings down here at the park. You know, it's the idea is to help someone that needs help. Help that sick and suffering alcoholic that might die if they didn't have the help. I, I love I love trying to help people in that capacity, you know. And maybe someday these videos will help people too. If I figure out how to do thumbnails. I don't have a clue how to do thumbnails. I got to get someone to help me. Anyway, guys, give me a like and subscribe. Glad you tuned in today, and leave a comment. Love to talk to you. God bless.